Hey everyone, Larry Chen here. I'm really excited because today we're back at the Nissan Heritage collection at Zama, and behind me is a very historic vehicle. This is the Z Proto. It's really cool to see it all the way here in Japan at the Zama collection, and yeah, it's front and center. This was basically the preview of what the new Z ended up being. It's really neat to see this here. Left-hand drive, of course. One of the things I'm going to try to do is talk about the new cars, talk about the things that we haven't had a chance to talk about here yet, because this is our third time here. But there's a couple of things different, like the fact that they brought out the yellow 400R front and center right here. This thing is just so sick. So good looking. This is owned by Nismo. Okay, all right.
Nismo to bring this car to be here for just one day. Mm-hmm. So it's a dream, right? In between LM, between the Pensoil.
All the yellow cars.
All the yellow cars.
So I do get to see it every now and again when I go to Omari.
Okay.
It's usually parked behind the glass.
Yeah.
But this is my first time seeing it up close.
You can touch it. You can open the door.
Oh, I can open the door? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that right now. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Oh. It smells nice in here. It smells like Japan.
Don't ask me about the price.
I don't want to know. Yikes. Look at this thing. Yellow 400R. Wow. This is so cool. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, this is the 380RS. It looks like a regular Nismo 350Z, but it's not that. It is a 3.8 liter, basically a VQ38DE, and this was built for homologation. I think it was done for Super Taikyu rules, so they had to build a certain amount of these in order to be able to race with this engine. So it being a 3.8 liter, it's supposed to make more power than the 370Z in a 350 body, built by Autech, just like the Nismo Zs, stitch welded chassis. Such a cool car, and this in such good condition is something amazing to see. Oh my god, it's like a brand new car. Look at this thing. It is so clean. I maybe have seen 4 of these ever. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Middle Sports Fairlady Z33 prototype, built off of a S14. What an interesting looking vehicle. That is so wild. I've never seen this before. I'm assuming that this might have been tucked away, hidden away somewhere, which is why I haven't seen it. But 1997, it's hilarious to me that it has almost like 300ZX taillights, but you can tell that it's like a S chassis or like a S13 hatch almost, but it says it's a S14. So this is just such a mishmash of parts. The interior is 100% S14 S chassis, from what I can tell. It's interesting to me that this is left-hand drive. What the heck is this? That is an interesting looking vehicle as well. Some sort of concept vehicle. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not allowed to go back here. Well, first time here, what do you think?
It's kind of crazy, like to see all of the generations of the Nissans from like JGTC evolving into like Super GT.
I'm just happy to be able to see some of these cars preserved. Especially the ones that weren't really special.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a manufacturer have this kind of collection before, especially a Japanese manufacturer.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is the fact that the Heritage is so important to Nissan.
Yeah.
They save so many unsignificant cars as well as the significant ones. So I think it's super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't think the most recent race cars were here when we were here last time. It's so crazy to see how much they have evolved. It really is amazing. I know they're racing the Z right now, and these have been long retired, but I think these might have been at the Omori factory the last time we were here. This is the closest I've had a chance to see this R33. Usually it's stuffed in between a bunch of race cars, and I can't actually get a clear picture of it, but for the first time...
You're lucky, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
It's your
it.
lucky day.
Well, yeah, it is. It is my lucky day. So, because I had a chance to see the R34 yesterday, and now I'm looking at the R33 Pennzoil. So it is a RB.
RB.
That one is not a RB.
This engine is
So this is a dry sump
dry sump.
RB system.
So that's why
Interesting.
engine mount location.
It's so
is
low. Yeah. Super low. Look at the tubbing and everything. Incredible. That is incredible. That's so cool. So, first time seeing the engine, it's a dry sump RB setup, but also first time seeing the interior up close. It's really amazing to me how simple it is. But like, look at that extended steering column. It's so far back. Like the driver sits so far back, but also just to see the safety gear from the era is insane. Like no halo seat, obviously it wasn't a thing back then. But I couldn't imagine driving something like this. Look at this. Sequential. I love also the fact that it has just the standard Nismo shift knob, like the rubber one. I think I have to stop at this every single time because this really is my favorite color S chassis. Like, look at this color. Look at it. There's just not that many green cars to begin with, but this particular shade of green, also it being two-tone, and this also being in initial D, it's just so cool. This thing is just awesome. 1988. Talk about ahead of its time and how timeless this design is. Life update with Dino. What do you think? What's going on with Honda and Nissan? What do you think about that? Because you used to work for Nissan in a certain capacity,
Yeah.
right?
As an external kind of agency
Right,
capacity.
but
yeah.
like as a consultant, like now what?
I think that's the main question everybody has. I don't think even the Nissan guys know what's going on. I mean, if it saves the two companies and it keeps pushing cool cars to happen, I mean, I'm all for it. You have to. In a way, I think it's the only way to go forward for manufacturers is to create these massive conglomerates and just keep pumping out and sharing platforms and keeping costs as low as possible, because getting cars made these days, it's very expensive. So collaboration is important.
Yeah, but it's really tough because, especially when you look at a place like this, it's very easy to come to the conclusion that Nissan has kind of lost their way, right? And look at the exciting cars they used to make.
I know. I just talked to the designer that did the Aria, Gio. I'm like, if you guys ever need inspiration, just bring your designers here for like a week, put tents down and just put them inside here, and just, this is all you need for inspiration. It's all here. The greatness that Nissan was back in the day is right here. So if they ever need to look at the past for that, like these cars are the perfect example. Like in the early 90s, they took the platform of the March and they made the S-Cargo, the BE1,
Yes.
the POW. Like
Right.
these were almost stupid at the time, but they were super popular.
I know.
Everybody talked about them. They had a second boom in the end of the kind of 90s when everybody started exporting cars to the UK. And now you can hardly find them here because they're all in the UK. So, when you do stuff that's interesting, And I know it's difficult to kind of get signed off internally when you do crazy projects, but these are the ones that people remember, the enthusiasts like, and the passion comes out. So it's all here.
And they should be making updated things like the Figaro and the Escargot and
the POW.
The POW.
Yeah.
Like they should be making updated versions of that. This has always been such a quirky car. The EXA Canopy Type B. I think in the US we had a version of this called the Pulsar. But it's always just been such a quirky looking car. 240Z, Fairlady Z, police car. I have to stop at this every single time. What blows me away is why have the over fenders at all if it's going to be that sunken in? When you look at it from here, it looks like a hovercraft. It doesn't even look like it has wheels and tires at all. What an interesting look. I mean, it is similar to what it looked like when it was stock, but I feel like if you had those kind of fender flares, why not just have just a little bit of a better fitment? But I guess that's not the point. But look at them next to each other. The police car looks like it's even more sunken in because it doesn't even have hubcaps. The Laurels, I always thought looked so American. Like this looks like an American car. Interestingly enough, anytime I see one of the original Silvias, I only see it in this green color. I've never seen one in white. And I don't even remember seeing this in the collection before. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. I'm assuming it was here. But who knows? I've never seen one in white. It looks great in white. I see, Kaiza. Hey, so last time your favorite car was the Super Silhouette car over there.
Yeah.
Which you matched exactly.
I know, I didn't plan it.
Yeah. So then what's your favorite this time?
It has to be, it's the same answer. It's still got to be the Super Silhouette cars. But seeing the R33 as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I mean, last
Pennzoil
time it was tucked
fantastic.
away.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so we couldn't really get close to it.
I saw you had a good look.
Yeah, I wanted to. I needed to.
It's good. But just for me, still the Super Silhouette cars are next level. But I was also taking interest in that era of GT500 car. Just the attention to detail and how everything is functional and the purpose of everything. Like, why is that vent there? What's it doing? What are the inlets and outlets doing on cars? So it's interesting coming back a year or two later and taking notice more of details and functionality of things.
I've never seen a Nismo Aria. It's actually not bad looking in the same color scheme as the R35 Nismo GTR. I think it's pretty cool. There's like some red accents, same like bluish gray color paint scheme. It's actually pretty good looking, surprisingly. It's cool to see all three cars together. You have the New Z, you have the Aria, and of course the R35. I've been so busy checking out all of the other cars. I haven't even had a chance to look at any of the rally cars. I feel like I could spend a couple days here. Just like one day on each section, pulling the cars out, opening the hood, looking at the engine bay, looking at the wear and tear, the patina. There's just so many stories to tell for every single one of these cars. It's also really tough to get a sense of scale in terms of how big this place actually is. It is so massive. This is something that I really haven't had a chance to look at either. They have a lot of their original brochures. I'm assuming, yeah, these are reproductions. They scanned them, and I'm assuming they just kept like a very good copy of all of this stuff. but look how awesome this advertising was. I love the ghost of the engine, like as if you can see through the hood. I think that is so cool. And the Fair Lady Z brochures. It's amazing to me that they did all of this photography on film, and it just looks so good. They probably spent so much time lighting these things, making sure they have like a good horizon line and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. It was a little different from what we've normally done here at Zama, but our friend Iso from Nissan invited us out, so we wanted to just come, check it out, hang out with all these other influencers in the wild, and show you guys a little more Japanese car culture. Hope you guys enjoyed this coverage. Huge shout out to our friends from Yokohama Tire for bringing us out here. And of course, if you guys like what we do, please subscribe, because we really want to try to get to 1 million subscribers very soon. See you guys in the next video.